Welcome to the Fierce Goddess Collective. From our hearts to yours, we share the gifts of beautiful goddesses to the world. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another chat between these two fierce goddesses. So today we thought we would extend our conversation that we were having previously to mother's guilt, something that I think a lot of mummies experience. Yeah. But we found in our discussions that we actually think there might be different degrees of it.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We were thinking and just having a good old chat about, definitely when babies are born and the shock. And I love what you said. You said when the baby came out and the mother's guilt went in.
Literally simultaneously.
Yeah. And I reckon for those, when our kids are young, there is a degree of mother's guilt, that sense, can I get it right? Am I good enough? Will this be enough? We've got this vulnerable, beautiful little being in our hands and we think, oh my God, can I do this? I'm responsible for this being.
I know. It's like, holy crap. If I do something wrong, my child might die. It's very dramatic, but first time, for me, that was what it was like. Because as I was saying to you before, I watched my friends naturally progress in life when we were in our 20s, and they were, or late teens, whatever. And, they naturally progressed into having a baby and then had another baby, and that was their life. And they went on with it. Not for me. I was not maternal whatsoever. And I always did want to have a baby or babies. I was lucky enough to have one. And it was kind of in the back of my mind that, I'll have a baby. I'll have a baby one day. And then when I had it, oh my God, it was like, oh, and what do I do with this? And how do I do it? Because I had absolutely no experience with babies. If any of my friends had a baby and handed it to me, I was like, it's very nice to have a baby. I was like, no, I'm okay. It's made of glass. I could break it. And that's how I felt. I thought, I can't do this. How am I going to do this? So, yeah, that was my first baby, my one and only baby. So it was like there was no chance to have another one and go, I know what I'm doing. Got it.
I know. And now that our kids are all grown up and, they're finding their own beautiful ways and they're widening their angel wings in the world.
Yeah.
The mother's guilt has subsided. The definite mother's guilt definitely has subsided. But we both agreed on this when our marriages disintegrated and we became single mums.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, did that mother's guilt rise and amplify so much?
Absolutely. To think that was the last thing that I ever wanted to happen in my life. Well, I didn't want it to happen in my life, and I certainly didn't want it to happen in my child's life because, you don't want to take them out of the family unit that they were born into, because that's what they know. This is mummy, this is daddy. That's normal. And then, everything goes into shit show mode. The shit show becomes the divorce show, and then it's all over, and you've got this poor little being that you have to try and console and make sure that, is completely, completely balanced, I suppose is the word.
Yeah.
Because, in my mind, when my marriage broke up, there was no way that anything was ever going to stop my baby girl being with her dad. That was it. I mightn't have liked her dad and we might have split up, but she was to have a full-on relationship with her dad, no matter what. No questions asked. That was it. Then I moved home to Cairns and Lily got a lot of, what do you call them? Frequent flyer points. The child had more frequent flyer points than I had. But, to have someone, I did not realise how much she had suffered until we got to school here in Cairns, and thank goodness you were the counsellor that was at that school, because that's the first time a teacher actually said to me, do you know your child is really angry? she actually picked someone up in her class, and this is grade 4. And to think that my child was so unhappy that she couldn't tell me, oh my God, that escalated the mother's guilt even further.
Oh, for sure.
You know? Oh my crikeys. But yeah, thank goodness you were there and fixed that up for me. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm a terrible mother. What have I done? What have I done?
I don't think I fixed that up. I think you did a pretty epic job, but
you gave her the tools that she needed to help herself. That's for sure. But yeah, you know, that mother's guilt, especially with marriage breakup. Oh gosh. And what was it like for you though?
Oh, I agree.
Well,
I agree. I think, you know, I had 2 little ones under what I think they were 3 and 1 or something like that. Two under 3. Being a single mum, relocating, like it was on, and working, like it was intense. And the mother's guilt, as you said, was amplified because I felt like now I couldn't give them my time. I had to work, I had to do all this other stuff. They were in childcare, daycare, you know, and it's like, oh, I felt like I wanted them to be home with me, but I needed to be financially independent. So there was a whole lot of guilt around that, even though the separation was the best thing. Like there was no question about it. It was the best thing that could have happened. But that breakdown in your mind that now we are not going to be a family unit. This is the traditional family that is no longer going to be there. And my marriage vows that we all take, you know, seriously. We don't just flip them on. We take them seriously. Then that goes and you think, okay, I didn't think my life was going to be like this. My life has ended up like this. My kids are now in a separated situation. And you think, could I have done better? Could I have done different? Could I blah, 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 you know? So mother's guilt, definitely.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a massive one. And I think for me as well was the fact that I thought, wow, I'm not going to be able to give my child the life that I envisioned for her, you know?
Yes.
Because I was a single mum. And I mean, administrators don't earn a lot of money. So. But, you know, I mean, I had a little bit of help, but yeah, you just think, oh gosh, I wish I could have done this and I wish I could have done that. And oh, if I'd only done this and if I'd only done that. And I mean, you can beat yourself up as much as you want. And our kids have turned out just fine.
If we don't,
by the way,
we don't say so ourselves.
Oh my gosh, my kid is more independent and mature than I ever was at the age of 20. So must have done something right there. And yeah, she did live. She did live, which is great. She's quite healthy. I got that right. That was all good. But yeah, I mean, you know, you just think to yourself, oh gosh. But the funny thing was, as she got older, and I think it was when she was in year 12, or might have even been year 11, and she struggled with the relationship with her dad. She actually said to me, which just, it blew my mind and it made everything all right again. She actually said to me, Mum, I'm so glad that you and Dad separated and got divorced, because my life has been so much better from what I think it would have been if you'd stayed together just for me. So that for me was I can breathe now. You know, because when you think about it, kids are resilient. Sure, they will go through anger and all the emotions that come with it. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, to be in a more calm situation than a situation where two people are at each other's throats or are not connecting or are not showing that child what a loving relationship should look like.
Absolutely.
They're better off out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what she said to me. Yeah. You know, so thank God we've got a lovely stepfather. And she actually has said that, that is a relationship that she grew up with now and that she wants to have herself, which I think she has so far. So, yeah, that was that. I think that's where the mother's guilt started to kind of, okay.
Yeah. It does change over
Mm.
time. It definitely
Mm.
does change. And
Yeah.
I definitely felt it when they were younger. I think that mother's guilt really drove me to the ground sometimes when I was so raggedy, raw and tired working, big hours, da 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 da. And you want to give everything to your kids and you can't, and then you feel guilty and they're sick, and it's like, so
Yeah. And I think even for women that aren't like us and haven't
yeah.
gone through a marriage breakdown, I think there's still that guilt there of, they probably, a lot of women these days work because they need to help to pay the mortgage. So the child's gone into, or the children have gone into daycare or after school care or before school care.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's a lot of mother's guilt with that as well,
Yeah.
and it's just so many different areas that relate to mother's guilt. Yeah. I think even if you're married, not married, divorced, single mother,
Absolutely. And
you're still going to have mother's guilt.
yeah. I don't think the context really changes, but I remember feeling mother's guilt taking time out for myself.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yes. Taking
That is
time out for self-care, self-love. I used to think, I should be doing this. I should be with my kids. I don't have enough money for this, whatever the story be. But that mother's guilt, yeah.
That's a big one. Yeah. Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that one. But yeah, a lot of mummies, they do suffer from that. Not being able to take care of themselves and feeling guilty if they do.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, to all the mummies out there, you have to look after yourself. Because if your cup's not full, you can't look after your children. So yeah, it's important.
It is.
So important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pivotal in families, pivotal in relationships. So true.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, that self-care is so important, not only just for your mental state, but for your emotional, for your physical. You just get, I imagine that, because I mean, my daughter's 21 this year, so I've had to be a full-time mummy for a few years now. But yeah, I think that if I didn't have that time to take care of myself, then I'd be tired and exhausted all the time and wouldn't be much use.
No, on survival drive all the time. And, just reacting from thing to thing to thing and not having that space for your being and space to soften and to sort of start responding, instead of reacting. So true.
It makes such a big difference, I think, in people's environments and the way they, like you said, the way they react, which goes down another path, the way people, because you are so tired, you are so stressed. And sometimes, we're all human. We turn around and we snap, and because you just got to take care of yourself first and foremost.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. An interesting journey being a mother.
It has been, and it will continue to be, I'm sure.
Yes. And I wonder, and I don't know yet because we're not grandmothers, but way down the track when we become grandmothers, is there such a thing as grandmother's guilt?
Oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Oh shit. Excuse my colourful language, but that's me. That I've never even thought about that. Wow. I'll have to ask my mum.
Yeah.
See what she's got to say about it.
Yeah, I'll ask my mum too.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Another glorious chat time with us together.
Yeah, we'll have to do some more, come up with some more subjects. So if anybody's interested, to have a subject that you'd like us to talk about, or you're interested to come on with us and have a chat, because we're always up for that. We'd love for you to comment below. And don't forget, if you want a headband, a crown with a fierce goddess, that'll be down below as well. So this has been glorious. Another chat today. Yay. But we'll promise we'll have some more
Mm.
for sure. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, Tosca, again, for glorious conversations, as we always do.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Have a lovely day.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening to our Glorious Fierce Goddess Collective podcast. Remember to subscribe and share it with your family and friends. And from our heart to yours, please, goddesses, keep fierce.